Okay, welcome back to Mr. Hassan's Maths channel. Now, this is a question that's been requested by one of the students, and it's actually from a document which I'll just show you. The document is this one here. It's called Practice Questions from Cambridge IGCSE for the revised syllabus from 2020. So basically, this includes all the questions which are like the new questions. That's what it includes. Okay, so all the new kind of topics and things which have been added to the syllabus since 2020. That's what's included in this. All right, so that's basically what this document is. Right, so we are now going to answer a question that was asked by one of the students, which was this question 25 from this document. Okay, and this question is about what's called conditional probability. So in this question here, it says two fair dice are rolled. The scores on the two dice are added together to give the total. Here it says, given that the score on at least one of the dice is 2, calculate the probability that the total is 5. So given that the score on at least one of the dice is 2, calculate the probability that the total is 5. So when you have this statement, given that, okay, in a probability question, it means that the normal sample space that you have is now being limited to just these, just these items. So we got to, if we look at the sample space now, I'm gonna just get this table here, and I'm going to, this is a little table that I prepared earlier. Put it down here. Okay, now here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all the different possibilities for the dice. So you can have, one dice is 2 dice. So this is the first dice. For example, you can get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And same for the second dice, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So what we have to do here, see, normally there's 36 outcomes. And if the question said calculate the probability that the total is 5, you'd say, you'd find all the ways of getting 5, which would be, for example, 1 and 4, and you would get 2 and 3, 3 and 2, and 4 and 1. So you'd have 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the total probability, which is 36. That's what the answer would have been if the question didn't have this given that part. Now it says given that the score on at least one of the dice is 2, we have to limit the sample space so that we only include those spaces which has at least 1 2. So it could be that the first dice has a 2 on it, so it's only these spaces, or it could be that the second dice has 2 on it, so it's those spaces as well. So the total number of spaces, the total number of outcomes that we're looking at is not 36 now, it's only these outcomes. And you've got basically, be very careful here, there's not 12, because this is counted in one of them. All right, so if you count this in, for example, the first one, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then you have 1, you can't count the same space again. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's 6 plus 5, that's 11. So our total sample space is 11. So our denominator is going to be 11 and not 36. And then we look at within this part here only. We can't look at, for example, 4 and 1. I can't look at 3 and 3. I can't look at 1 and 4. Okay, I can't look at these two. I can only look at the ones which are within our, highlighted area. Only the ones which satisfy this condition that the score on at least one of the dice is 2. So there's 2 possible ways of getting a total of 5, from the numbers within the highlighted section. And so the probability is 2 out of 11. Okay, so that's how you deal with conditional probability. You limit the sample space to whatever it says. When it says given that becomes your sample space, not the whole thing. So normally if this sentence wasn't here, it would say the answer would be 4 out of 36. But because it say given that the score on at least one of the dice is 2, that limits the sample space to just those highlighted parts. So the probability becomes 2 out of 11. So I hope that was clear. Right, other questions from this particular practice questions document will be found in the playlist over here in this section. Other questions from the topic of probability from IGCSE will be found in this playlist over here. You can subscribe to my channel by clicking on this link, and you can use the video that will appear over here to find a document that will help you navigate my YouTube channel to try and find things that you need in a quicker way. So this document is for the new topics from 2020. When it comes to 2025, there's going to be another, one of these documents which will be relevant then. Okay, and most probably these topics will still be there in the 2025 syllabus. I think this is still going to be there. All right, so that concludes this question. Thank you for watching, and see you soon.